As always, here goes nothing. That's how we'll
wait.
start this. Here goes nothing. Welcome to Kramer and Jess Uncensored. It is our favorite time of year. We only get this annually. And you've come for a fantastic episode today. In case you're new to our Uncensored podcast, this is not the radio show. Cuss words could be said. We don't know. How does this uncensored thing work? Jess, it's different than the radio show.
Our Uncensored podcast is like the close friends feature on Instagram. So obviously you are very selective on what you show certain people. And that's how we feel like this space for our podcast is. So don't ask us about things we talk about. Don't tell people if we're talking about someone. Don't tell them we're talking about them. This is a very safe space. And, you know, we get into it over here.
We joked before, actually on the radio show today, we were joking about our next guest because when I met Mystic Michaela, I felt like I think we're doing this girl a favor. This yuck psychic.
Oh my God.
Right? Like we're really like she has the honor to come on to our show.
What do you mean? She was already doing Real Housewives.
It's fine. She had one little thing she was doing over here.
You were already oh my gosh.
And now Jess and I were joking on the radio because we were like, there's going to come a day where we don't get responses on emails. And this is going to be the last time we ever have it.
I really hope that never happens. I know. We literally do, Mystic Michaela, we literally tease this as this could be our last and final episode with Mystic Michaela. So please listen to this. Like,
that would never happen.
Spotify's going to steal her away.
I know. I just never know. Every time I turn around, you're doing something even bigger and even better. I mean, last time that we talked to you, you had just done the Angel Numbers book that had just come out. And you do literally so many things. I want to make sure I'm covering everything. Because I am a genuine fan, not only of what you do, but you as a person. I feel very much like we are friends. And if you disagree, don't tell me.
I agree.
So you've got your Angel Numbers book, which give me like a 30-second summary of that for those that may be like, what's that about?
Yeah. So I wrote the Angel Numbers book to help you guide your life through angel messages that may appear in synchronistic numbers that you see throughout your day.
So if you keep seeing the same number over and over, it could be trying to tell you a message, and the book will actually help you decode what these certain numbers mean.
Yeah.
You also are an aura reader and psychic medium to literally the stars and the world.
Yeah.
Okay. Like getting a reading from Michaela now has become the gold standard in when it comes to readings. Explain how aura readings work, because I think some people understand maybe like the psychic side, but aura, you do it a little bit different.
Yeah, well, you guys are so like nice. Like this is like, so
we have a lot. We're not even done yet. We're just literally chipping away at this.
Yeah. So my whole life I've been seeing colors around people, and I didn't know what it meant, and I didn't want to do the psychic thing. I come from a family of psychic mediums. I didn't want to do it because I didn't want the blowback. Like I didn't want people to be like, oh, you're weird, or, the judgment or con artist and all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, no, I'm going to be normal. So I got my bachelor's and my master's in Spanish education, and I was teaching middle school students
so funny
Spanish. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, these colors mean something, because they were helping me differentiate my instruction for language education. So I was like, okay, red auras they love a game. Like they'll do anything to win. So I'll make it into games. Yellow auras, they want grammar. You can't skip the grammar lesson. So little things like that. And then it just got deeper, and then it snowballed into what I do now. So really, I feel like when I see someone, I see their energy signature, like the projection around them. I see it in color. And just by reading it, I can just help you find what you need inside. We all have the tools in us. And sometimes you just need somebody to be like, hey, look at this, or take a different look at that, or let's pay attention to this. And that's what I try to do in my podcast and my teachings and my social media. I just try to give you the tools back to take that power and journey within and find your own way that's authentic to you. So that's in a nutshell. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you made that very simplistic for what I'm sure how difficult it actually is. Anybody can do this, right? And also, let me mention the podcast really quick, because if you're listening to this on the podcast, please go subscribe. You never know. I don't listen to every episode of Know Your Aura with Mystic Michaela, but I swear to you, it always pops up to me when I need to hear it. It's so bizarre to me. I was literally in tears this morning listening to your self-sabotage episode, which just dropped today at time of recording. You do such a human job at explaining something that is beyond what most of us can comprehend, and it is a gift. So please go subscribe to that podcast. It is called Know Your Aura with Mystic Michaela. Now, this is where it always gets interesting, because now what happens is our lives get turned upside down, possibly. And Michaela's going to basically show you what she does. And hopefully, even you, by you listening to this, there's probably a little bit of knowledge about your life that you're able to take away from this as well. So, Michaela, do we just need to talk about it? Do you have another book coming out too?
I do. I wrote the psychic workbook. It's to unlock your own psychic skills. That comes out on the 24th of January.
Oh my gosh, like so soon. So next week.
I love to teach. So it's like a lot. That one's a lot of teaching, and I wrote it for you guys. I wrote it for everybody. You know what I mean? So,
I'm just so proud of you.
Thank you, Stephen. That means a lot.
Just so big now. You've just done so many things because even when I was listening today, you're talking about your beginnings as a teacher, and you just knew there was more to it, and you just followed that intuition. And I hope you give people the strength to do the same exact thing.
That's my intention. Thank you for seeing me. Thank you.
A lot has changed in Jess's life since the last time that we talked to you. Jess is a taken woman. She's finally she's
engaged.
been chosen.
Congratulations to what was his name? Garage
boy.
Yeah.
Yes. See that? You're inspirational for people, you know.
It can
happen.
happen.
It works out.
Love can happen. All right. I'll leave you alone. You do what you do, and everyone sit back and enjoy Mystic Michaela.
All right, let's look at you, Jess. All right. So you are normally, purple blue. Your purple is very strong. So what does that mean? So everybody has colors around them. It's like your energy projection. It's like your signature. It can change and it can move and it can, do different things. You can call it vibes. Other people can feel it. On you, I feel like a lot of control in your life, and you feel really trusting of the universe's plans for you. So being purple, you're very intuitive. And I just feel like in the past, throughout life, it wasn't always easy to have confidence in that. I feel like you have a lot of confidence in that right now. And purple auras, they do the best when they kind of throw how other people do things out the window and go with their own plans that come from within. And that's a journey to get to that, because society will always tell, especially purple aura people, like, no, you have to do it this way. You can't do it that way. But I feel like you are rewriting that for yourself. And not only that, you have confidence in it. Like, you've been through enough stuff where people were like, oh, you'll never, to the point where you're like, I don't hear that anymore. I don't listen. And I feel like this love is just obviously it's so exactly where you're at, so I feel like you always feel really good to me, because I feel like you have a lot of faith. And it's just a lot of faith in what you were given and the people that came before you, and, family, and just, where you're going in your heart and love. So, you look great to me. So, but your purple being so like bouncy and dark and bright, and it's not to me, I can see you. What do I mean by that? I feel like you're a little feisty lately, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Is that true, Jess? Do you agree?
Yes, because obviously through the wedding process, that is it's overtaking my life a little bit. So I'm struggling with finding a balance of not going crazy and losing it completely. And something I wanted to talk to you about is I'm so happy where I'm at. It's taken me so long to get to that point as far as where we are. But now that I am approaching this next part of my life, I'm starting to freak out, because it's so hard for me to see how we are going to be as a family when we have kids, and how I'm going to live up to the standard that I want to set for myself as a mother, and also financially of taking care of them. And it's so weird when I speak about it, because it's never felt that real before until this moment. I don't even know them, but I feel so protective of wanting to give them a better life than I had. And I feel scared of not living up to that. And I just don't. And I don't know if you can give me any clarity on that, because I can't see it. I can't see how we're able to do that yet.
Yeah. I think you're so vulnerable. And I feel like so many people can relate to that. When you have to rewrite your future, that's completely different from your history. That's work. You have to break down patterns and traumas and things that I call it ego stuff. So our ego is the human part of us that likes to keep everything the same. And so basically, how to survive in a lot of trauma, and you know how to survive in a lot of disappointment. and you're like, I want to rewrite that, but I don't know how to rewrite that. So I'm afraid I'm just going to go back to my default mode. But the fact that you're saying this means that you're rewriting it as we speak. You know, it's not pretty when we rewrite something. It takes time. It takes you throwing yourself at something and falling and getting back up. I feel like you and your fiance, who I refuse to call Garage Boy, I feel like
come on, you can do it. We all
you
can.
guys have so much love for each other. Like, it's so evident you want this both for each other. And I feel like you have a support person in him where he's like, hey, try something new. I got you. And you're saying that to him too. So I feel like with you, you're thinking about ways that you can move forward that haven't been done before. But I'm going to tell you, as a purple aura, like, you were made for this. Like, you have a rebellious spirit. You're creative. You do best in the moment. You know, if you think too far ahead for your energy, like if you think too far ahead, it can actually just cause you a ton of anxiety and overwhelm.
Yeah.
And you have to understand, like, if looking back in your life, I bet 100% of the time, if in the second that a problem is presented to you, you make usually the best choice that there is looking back. So if you just understand that in the moment you make your choices, it's not something you can really think too much going, because that's how other people do things or how society does things. You're more in the moment. So choose you in every single moment you can. I feel like with you, it's a big thing about self-worth. So I can see a lot of opportunities coming your way in life where it's like, okay, you know, it's steady, but it also depicts a lower self-worth that you want. I feel like in jobs and in relationships and things like that. But with your fiance, you leveled up with that. So you already did it with him. Now I think it's like money-making opportunities you're going to be leveling up with. So it's going to be safety versus let's try something new. I could fall flat on my face, but I feel like that's more comfortable for you now because that's what you're looking for, you know? So I guess my point is that you're in a really good spot. I can see with you being almost just your feistiness, like a little bit like, come at me, let's go, like to life or the universe. And how about just using that energy and also saying like, and I'm excited about it and adding that to the end. And I can't wait. And I'm going to crush it. And we got this. And this is going to be awesome. It's not always going to be easy, but I'm looking forward to that opportunity to prove myself again, like I've done every single other time. So
damn, that's true. Anything else you see when it comes to like the Jess and the immediate future? Anything you're feeling right now?
I love you guys together, and I even hate saying this, but I get like, man, I do get like divergent, like, you know, I get a fork in the road for both of you.
For the two of us.
What does that mean?
For Jess and I, or for her and Garage Boy. Hang on.
What does fork in the road mean?
No, this is career stuff. And like, obviously, like you and Kramer are always together forever. We love each other, that kind of thing. But I don't know. I get different opportunities coming both of your ways that suit you. In ways that are like, you know what, because you two are like, you know, your online couple, like you support each other too to make the best choices. And so I can see you guys, different things kind of coming your way, and perhaps this evolves into something else.
Wow. That's like you didn't have enough on your plate. Like you didn't have enough on your plate, Jess. Now.
No, I know, but I know what you were getting at. I know Kramer was reaching for the babies question. I know what you were getting at. Well, I did.
Oh yeah, I feel a boy around you. You already have. The reason why you already feel them is because they're in your vicinity, like energetically.
Like, hey.
Like near,
that's what they're doing.
Like near future. Are you able to tell like how soon we're talking? I don't know how this really works. So is it like
our free will? So we all make our choices as to when we have them around, obviously.
Yeah.
But she feel like you just be careful. I mean, there you go, because it's like in your vibe. You two move fast. That's just like history.
What about like with the wedding planning process in itself? Like, I know there's been a lot of stress because Jess is planning her wedding across the country. So
I feel like a lot of female-ish. Do you have sisters or something or like cousins that are like sisters too? And just like a lot. Okay.
We have very strong, a lot of female energy.
A lot of female energy in that family.
You know, here's the deal. I think, and this goes for any purple aura planning a wedding, have the things that you are non-negotiables and let somebody else maybe take over. You know, like these are my, you know, top 10 non-negotiables. I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. And then like any minutia you don't really care about, like just
let them.
If somebody else wants to do it, I'd be like, yeah, please. You know, like I would totally delegate. You know, flowers for you might not be like the thing, you know, like, I don't know, I want pink. Okay. You know, and no carnations. Okay. there and let somebody else just do it. That's my tip for you. Because with you can get sucked into drama because you're purple and that's what purple people can do. So you're like, you can get sucked into it. And then it becomes more about wedding planning. It becomes like, she always says this to me and that's her thing. She's always a victim. And it's always like the family roles pop out in these situations. And you can't keep it surface. Like, because you're such a truthful person, it can be hard because you want to be like, hey, my whole life you've been acting like this. You're not doing it on my wedding, and you're not going to solve family issues. So it's best to remove yourself, let other people deal with it.
Okay.
And not get sucked in.
No, literally everything you said. Yes, it's already happening.
Because it's annoying with the family because you see they're saying it's, you didn't sit me next to the right person, but really what it's about is their own, like, whatever narrative that never went away. And it's like, you want to tell them that, but they're never going to hear it. And it's just, that's why weddings are awful sometimes.
Or all the time. Literally,
and it's not my job. It's not my job, and this isn't the time to try and be that person.
I would let somebody else totally plan that.
Okay.
With your non-negotiables.
Okay. I love you. Thank you.
Anything else Jess needs to know?
I mean, Jess feels great. I mean, I feel like Jess always feels great. Life's not easy. Like, life is challenge and struggle. I feel like, Jess, you have just a lot of tools. You roll with it, and you have a solid foundation. And I just feel like with you, there's a lot of different things coming your way where are going to be like really cool leveling up opportunities. And you're going to have to kind of grapple a little bit with steady versus, back to the whole thing. Like, I want to be a provider for my family. I want to make everyone safe. I don't want them to go. That fear can actually keep you exactly in the patterns that you're afraid of.
Okay.
So it's kind of like recognizing the fear and be like, because you already know how to be steady. So we can try to be other things. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you.
So the reason, this is not what I always try to bring you on as much as we can without overloading you, but the reason that we thought of you recently was because I had a psychic reach out to me and she had a message for me, and I haven't told Michaela what that message is because I trust Michaela. She's the only psychic I trust. I trust no one else. So I want to try to confirm this
with her
to see if she also thinks the same thing.
Okay.
And we're going to do that right after this quick break. And we're back. Okay. We're back, everybody. Michaela and I've talked a little bit. I'm really nervous about today's reading, more so than I've ever been before, because I have felt very lost in life for the last couple of years. Like, we talked about that a little bit. And I feel like I'm going through an unconscious, like, beyond me shift, like, which has happened before, right? Like the vegan thing, I've never literally ate a vegetable a day in my life until all of a sudden I was like, wait a minute, am I vegan? And I just started eating vegetables and I haven't stopped. It's very bizarre to me. Like, I don't have control of it. And so I am really uneasy of where my life is right now and why it's starting to feel like there's something shifting, and maybe trying to figure out why it's felt so wrong for the past couple of years. So with that said.
Okay. So when I look at you, normally you're green and purple. Right now you have like and it's funny because I feel like I saw this on you the first time I ever read you. You have like a blue there that shouldn't be there. So what does all this mean? I feel like with you being a green and purple, like, you like control, and that's fine. You like to kind of artistically direct your life in a lot of different ways. And you're really intelligent and you're highly analytical, and you're always searching for meaning, and you're searching, and there's something. It's just, why can't I touch it? And I feel like you often in your life feel the limitations of this human existence that we're kind of trapped in for this time.
Yeah, right.
And I feel like with you can get really in your head, and actually this is being so out there as you are for so many years. I feel like this is a bit of your buffer in a way. So it's what keeps people from bothering you. I mean, you put yourself really out there, and you're open to critique, and almost to the point where every once in a while, and this is the blue, I feel like it all just breaks down. It's kind of like a dam that just reached its limit and it's cracking. And so I feel like with you, you go through sporadic life changes that just like rush you.
Chaotic life changes.
Yeah.
My life doesn't change easily. It's like fine. Oh my God. Yeah. Like, where did this come from? What am I doing? I'm drowning.
And I feel like the universe or spirit or God, whatever you want to call it, has to send you really stronger signals than other people in order to move your tush. As I tell my kids, like, move your tush. Like, because like with you, it's just harder for you to hear the little things. So it's something that's like, okay, we're going to just hijack every emotion you have until you can't even function. And then you're like, okay, fine, I'm listening. And then they can be like, okay, go do this now. And I can see you getting really hard on yourself. I can see you being like, oh, well, other people go through this. Why is this so hard for me? Or other people, why is this so, and even beating yourself up for that. And so when I look at you, you're broken down to the point where you're listening. That's what your aura shows me. And what you're listening to feels like really flippin' scary because it's making you change every single pattern that you're used to. And those patterns for you are your safety net. They're the things that buffer you from the horrific vibes that are always out there. They're the things that keep you safe. And I feel like you haven't dealt with a lot of trauma from years ago when I'll just say it, like, the collapse of your marriage. And I feel like there's just so much that's happened to you that it's catching up to you now. And I feel like your thought of maintaining it or maintaining a status quo was your way of being safe. And now they're like, nope, we're going to break you down. And there is a push. And so whenever we do something different, we can have full body reactions. We can be, because even when I kind of step in your energy, I'm feeling dizzy. I feel lightheaded. I just feel kind of not good.
I literally, I feel sick. I haven't slept in like a week. I'm just very, dizzy, confused, just not good right now.
And so your body is just it's like surrendering to, I feel like, these messages. And I feel like with you, I mean, that's what I see. But I'll tell you, because you were posting all this stuff, I think you were in Mexico or something, and I follow you on social media, and I was like, man, like there's a shift. There's a shift with this guy. And it's so strong on you that I can see why people are reaching out to you who are intuitive, because the shift with you feels like there's a wall coming down and you're letting other people in now. And you always let people in. You're a great friend. You're a great kid, you're a wonderful person. You always let people in. It's like letting into the places where you feel like you might disappoint them. And that, I feel like, is a place you don't want people to come in. And my question to you is, why do you feel like letting somebody in to a place where you might disappoint them? Like, why is that so hard for you? Why do you think, what blame do you hold in past relationships that you've taken on yourself as some sort of reason why it ended? Because I feel like you beat yourself up, and in order to punish yourself, you haven't let anybody back in for a long time. And so it's kind of like an inner circle.
I think, I think that I've been scared. I don't think I trust myself to be able to do a relationship twice.
But what parts?
All of it. I mean, I wasn't the greatest of husbands the first time around. And I don't think I chose the right partner. I don't think I was really equipped. I don't think I really knew what I was doing. I think I was just like, oh, okay, so I have a job now. I guess I should just get married. And I was like, okay, there's this hot girl, so let me just marry her, and this is fine. This is what you do, right? And I think I made a lot of mistakes in my first marriage, and I'm sure disappointed my ex-wife in a lot of ways. And I just don't think I trust myself in a lot of ways to like do it right another time.
I just don't know what right is. I think that bravery that I feel like you're on the cusp of really showing someone that it's a privilege to let somebody into the place where you feel scared you might disappoint them. Because anybody who's in love and they know like, hey, I could hurt you, but I'm still going to let you in. No, and you see all of me, and here it is, here I am, here's everything. Because nobody beats up Kramer more than Kramer beats up Kramer. So you are so hard on yourself. And I feel like, and this is just a green person thing, you find logic for reasons why it didn't work out. Like you'd rather a reason, even if it's detrimental to you, and make some sort of narrative like, I'm the a-hole, I'm the this, than just be like, you know what, I tried it, I failed, I'm trying again, whatever. We roll with it.
And I think you're right. I think you said like and I'm assuming we're speaking in relationship terms. I have been so anally, for a better word, analytic about this, about like strategic and like, how would this work and how would this go? And like
checking off boxes.
What if I move? And what if like, how does that work? And like, I just always find the thing, right? I find the thing, and then I'm like, nah, it's not, not it.
Your mind goes through it. Like, let's find the thing that makes nothing change. Oh, I found it, and you're real good at it.
So you think I literally do that to protect myself?
I think you do that to protect other people. I think you think that you're such this horrific person that letting somebody in is a gift to is a punishment to them. That keeping them out is a gift to them. That if you really love somebody, they don't come in.
So then what do you see? What are you seeing in my
I feel like
future?
You're having a total breakdown, and in a good way.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're willing to risk hurting somebody by being the awful, with quotes around it, person that you are, which you're not. And I feel like you're willing to risk it, which is a huge thing. And the right person sees it, and the right person understands. And nobody's looking for perfect. They're just looking for present. And I feel like you can be present. You don't have to be perfect. You can just be present. And that's something that you can do, and you're good at that.
So, last time we talked, if you have listened to many episodes of this podcast, you said, I'd ask you like when will, like, who is this person? Like who is this? Have I already met this person? Will this person come into my life? And you said, I already know this person. And I think we had you on March last year. How do you feel about that today?
I feel like when you talk about this, we used to buy those best friend necklaces. Me and Jess probably did, not you. And like you gave one half to your best friend, and then you kept the other. That's what this person feels like with you and this person.
The visual.
I got a visual. It's like the two little hearts.
Yeah.
That's what I see in my third eye when you talk about that person. Like they're just
and to you, it is still, this person is still the person that is supposed to be the person.
I mean, you feel like it's funny because you're already in, to me, the way it feels like, you can call it whatever you want. Like you can have your Kramer label on it. It's a relationship, like you can.
For real. Drop the mic, Mrs. Michaela.
You can take a can of green beans and you can write like,
it's not pineapple. Yeah, it's green beans.
But we open it up, it's green beans. And that's what I feel like this relationship is. Like it's a relationship. Like you're already doing it. It's like it's like somebody who's, I don't know, swimming across the water. Like I can't swim. It's like, but you're doing it, like you're doing it. So I feel like that's what's happening. We just didn't call it that yet.
What else? What else do we see? What else do we need to talk about? Tell me everything so I'm prepared. I'm very analytical.
You feel good to me. I feel like you're purple too. So talk just like Jess, we can't think too much about the future. It stresses us out. Yes. All right. It's too much. And I feel like you think too much about the future. You just got to be in the moment and just have a wonderful time. And like I said, be present. So I think that's a big thing for you. But I'm going to tell you, it's the same thing I told Jess, because I got this from you together. I just feel like other opportunities coming your way too, which take you to different locations. Wow. And you know what? I see people under you, Kramer. Like I see like people under, and I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's because I don't know your world. I don't know if this is like a production kind of a thing or something bigger and you're in charge, because it's like you're the big bubble and there's lots of little bubbles or something. That's kind of how I see businesses sometimes. So I feel different projects and they could happen at the same time as this. And then just kind of, we got to make a choice at some point. But I definitely feel where you are geographically is not a permanent spot for
Wow.
the next, I don't know, couple years.
Wow.
For
Okay.
him only or for both of us together?
You feel the same, like, but I don't know if you go back. I don't, because you said you have family on the West Coast, Jess.
Yeah.
For some reason, I just get like a block with that with you. I don't know. I just
Is the distance
She's-
healthy for us?
She's Maryland to the day she dies now.
Is the distance
Yeah.
healthy for us?
no. I feel like with him, he's more mobile. Your fiance feels more mobile than you are. Not just to me, he does. He feels like he's the type like he'll listen to you.
Yeah.
About this.
That sounds
more
about
than
right.
the other way
That's
around.
the most accurate thing you've said, I think, in this whole reading, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
He's like a little like, don't let him listen to this, but he feels like a little puppy. He'll follow you wherever. Like, he doesn't care, in the sweetest way, in the sweetest way.
Yeah.
So I feel like where you want to go is fine, but I don't see you going back there. I see him kind of coming more to you.
Wow.
Mhm.
There you go.
I think one more quick question though, and I think this is just for both of us because I feel like both of us are obviously going through different things at the same time that are going to be intense at times, and both of us have to figure out how to deal with that emotionally and energetically. What is the healthiest way both of us can do that and coexist? Because I'm purple, so I soak all that shit in, and he also feels that shit too, so like, what is the healthiest way that we can support each other but also be able to cleanse ourselves from each other's energy when things are getting difficult?
I feel like this podcast is a great place. You guys are gonna have like the deepest podcast ever, especially for like a radio station.
Yeah.
So that's one. So
Mhm.
that's the first thing. I think you guys talk about it really well and whatnot. I feel like don't try to fix each other. You know what I mean? I think that's a big thing, because especially you, Jess, you got more blue in your aura, so I feel like you're always trying to fix him, and it's
Yeah.
and
Well, that's my problem. Yeah.
yeah, you're like, you see it very clearly with him, and I know, because he does that green thing where he's like, oh, let me spin the wheel, find the reason why. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but and that can just frustrate you.
Yeah.
And then I can stick with you for the day, and you're just like, like that. So don't try to fix him anymore. Remove yourself from that duty.
Mhm.
And I feel like with Kramer, I feel like the same thing with Jess. If somebody's kind of coming at you strong, it means they care. If they're Jessica. So I feel like, maybe you don't take that the wrong way. Because I feel like with you, if somebody's trying to control you, Kramer, you're like, I don't like that.
You dare.
Yeah.
There's like the other side of Kramer. That's
I'm
like
a wild stallion. No one can tame me. It's just not possible. It's literally not possible.
like he'll cry, but then there's the other part of him too. It's like, no, you don't want to know that guy either. So I feel like
You don't want that,
trying to
trust me.
control him.
You don't want that side. You're the greatest. You are such a positive energy in this world. I'm so thankful
Thank
that
you so much, Michaela.
you and I have
Thanks
crossed
for having
paths,
me.
even when I felt like you were so deserving to come on our radio show back in the day.
Stop saying I will not accept that anymore.
I agree with them. It's true.
Do not
tables
give
have
him
turned.
that. Don't give him that. No.
The tables have turned, and now we are just grateful to be in your presence. Let's give all of your social media, because I think that's probably the best entry point to Mystic Michaela, to start kind of understanding how this works and everything else. How do we get to you?
Yeah, you can come visit me at Mystic
Wait, hang
Michaela.
on. Turn your microphone down. Do it one more time.
Okay. You can visit me at Mystic Michaela on Instagram. I also made a quiz, knowyouraura.com. There's an aura quiz, and it's free. You can just go take it. So that too, and Know Your Aura with Mystic Michaela is my podcast.
Very nice.
My favorite video you made recently was of you, it was a TikTok you made about talking to your husband, and you're like, wait, you don't see colors around people either? And he's like, nah, like what? And you're like, oh, okay.
There's literally so much.
Not everybody did.
It's a lot of fun.
You can follow Michaela. Jess, let's give you your stuff to find you.
Just do it. JESSDUITT, and my podcast, Loki.
I am that guy Kramer on Instagram, and my podcast is called Certified Mama's Boy. Michaela, we love you. Thank you for making time today.
Thank you.
I love you guys.
And everybody else, we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Okay. Is it done? It's not done.
Are we done?
We're
Are we
still
done? Are we good?
rolling.
We're going. Hang on.
Okay.
We're going. Don't say anything.